I went to her house. I remember her just grabbing me and throwing me over the bed. I was like,
What?
I'm Rose. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, bro.
So Rose, can you introduce yourself to us?
yeah, so my name is Rose, by the way. I'm from Tanzania, and I came in Japan like 11 years ago.
11 years ago?
Yeah, 11
That's
years ago.
pretty long.
I mean, what can I say? I'm here.
Right. So you were born in Tanzania.
Yes, I was born and raised there until my 20s. And then
Okay.
I just came to Japan for
came to Japan.
school. Yeah.
For school?
Yeah.
So what did you study there?
Yeah, I was studying there like agribusiness management. And
What business again, sorry?
agribusiness management. My faculty was biobusiness.
Okay,
So it's kind
okay,
of like,
okay.
yeah, biobusiness. Let's say biobusiness.
And what was your first impression when you arrived to Japan?
My first impression when I arrived to Japan, it was actually very clear.
Very clear.
Yeah, and then, yeah, the train system was just very efficient. That was amazing.
That's true.
Everybody was very quiet. People were very friendly, to be honest. Like, I had this impression, I was like, wow, this is very amazing. Like, people, I can definitely see myself living here, even though I just came from, my country and then I didn't know anything. So, yeah.
Can you tell us about the difference between like Tanzania and Tokyo?
A lifestyle there is like more because I came from like with my family, so I was with my family. So I would say the difference, if we're gonna say that, is like I was mostly with my family. It was just with my brothers, my mom, like everything I need, I have to call them. Anything I need, whatever.
Yeah, right.
And my friends, so I left my friends back, of course.
Oh, do you
to
still
start
talk with
over.
them?
Yeah, of course, I have some of them.
Oh,
we keep
cool.
in touch.
That's
yeah,
nice.
yeah, we keep in touch.
And how was in Tokyo? Like when you
So
arrived?
Tokyo had to start over, but good thing is like I was young, so I was ready to start.
That's a good
over.
point.
Like
Yes.
I had the energy,
Yes.
the time to just go around and make friends.
Oh, how do you define yourself as right now then?
I'm queer.
You're queer.
Yeah,
Okay.
queer, very queer.
Welcome.
Yeah. So my first introduction was like actually I was a student like here in Japan, like I had just this friend. We were like she really like how girls kind of like, hey, like you're cute, and they just say like you just say thank you, and then over.
Right.
But she kept coming like kind of like
Oh, really?
stepping on it like that. I was like, okay.
Yeah, it was like, okay.
I was like, this is
Pretty
intense.
different, yeah.
I was like, this is intense. This is heavy. And then we were just communicating, as girls, just communicating normal. And she was also a student too as well. I went to her house. I remember her just grabbing me and throwing me over the bed. I was like,
What? What?
yeah.
Really? Is that what happened? That was your first time.
It was very interesting because I kind of like, I was actually, my mind was already kind of like open. It was like the way she was communicating with me and stuff like that. And then I think back in my head, I was like, I really want to experience maybe something like this.
Okay,
and then,
yeah. But what happened between you and her, like after that? Like, did you still like were friends?
Yeah, after that, we
or
said, hey,
is
we
there
kept
any-
hanging out and stuff like that. But she was gonna go out. She was gonna like leave Japan. Because she was in internship, and then you used the 2 months, 3 months, and then, But it was a nice experience for me. And after that, I just looked at women different.
So when you came to Japan and you knew about this Nichome life, I think, then what is the difference, or what are the impressions that you saw or you had at that moment, if you compare it to Tanzania and Tokyo?
As of I left, I didn't know anything. But I spoke to my friend actually recently that we went to the same university. She told me like people are doing their thing. It's you can be queer, but it's not like it's kind of like Japan style. Like you can do your thing, but you don't have to like tell like everywhere like, hey, this is what this is what I do, this is what I like, because it's like usually things that happen is private stuff.
So how do you feel Japanese culture affects your dating life, especially being an African queer woman? Yeah.
No, I don't think. I mean, because maybe the language, maybe the language, Japanese culture of dating, it's kind of like different from the way people like speak their mind when they wanna like be with you.
Yes.
So here it's kind of like cat vibes,
Right.
It's kind of like who is the power dynamic, and I like that's like affect me because I'm not used to that, and I don't think I'm like that. Like I want, if somebody likes me, to tell me straightforward, hey, I like you and stuff like that. So for me, I think that works for me best. I cannot read between the lines in that kind of area. Like
yeah.
that, I cannot. If you're trying to like play with like, I'll just friend zone you quickly, and then we're gonna be friends. Like you'll be like.
Okay, Rose. So tell me, where do you see yourself after in 5 to 10 years? In Japan, somewhere else?
I mean, because I've already built my base in Japan already. I would like to still have Japan as part of my home. Does that make sense?
Of course.
And of course, if I can travel other parts of the world, like I want to, of course, explore other parts of the world, like travel around, and see how life is on the other side instead of
your
like
home
just.
Will be.
Yeah, like I want to still keep Japan as my home, like, but you know, we don't know what will happen in the future. You know, if it's still as it is,
right?
If it's still welcoming, then I would definitely want to keep staying and doing my things here.
Okay.
But I want to like still like explore other parts of the world and travel and like see, as I said, other parts of the world. Maybe we do business and stuff like that. To just be international. I don't want to be like in one space like that. Like
you
just stuck in one country.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
For example, I have my country right now.
Yeah.
And then Japan. So I want to be able to like
travel.
To just do business globally.
Globally.
Yeah. Just be able to travel more and just do business globally.
Is there anything you would like to do for the LGBT community in Japan?
If I can say like what I can do, most of the time I can just learn. I would like to learn more, and I wish the world is more like, you know, minding their business and just not being on our faces a lot. Like, I think because it's like maybe it's 1% of the population of the world. People are just living their lives. It should not affect, like, you know, you should not like, people should not act like it's affecting people's lives like that. It's not actually.
じゃあ、りょうささん、今日はありがとうございました。
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
ありがとう。
ありがとう。